Got it? That's it. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I haven't turned the microphone on. What a disaster that would be. We said, not being able to hear anything. Evening, gang. It's Sunday, the 7th of December, 2025. Welcome along to a little United Kingdom talk show. Nice and easy going, The voice isn't quite there at the moment. Those of you that follow the little videos that I do now and again, I don't have a regular time I stand up little videos as and when will know already that I've got I've had a bit of a chest. We're at day 10 now. The voice is better. The cough, here and there. The cough is phlegmy. It's not an itchy one. You know when you get that, that's the worst thing in it in bed because you can't get to sleep. Yeah, you're sitting there trying to go, and then you feel like an itch. Oh, that's terrible. Not that I sleep very well anymore anyway. I haven't slept well for ages, to be honest. And, so I've got this phlegmy cough, which is still there, which kind of comes and goes a bit. And basically the cough is trying to get the phlegm up, And last night was particularly bad last night. I thought I was drowning, dear. Am I going to, while I'm trying to get to sleep... Who's got a snoring partner? How annoying are they? Get your own room. Sod that, mate. So that's the one thing with being on your own, right? You ain't got to put up with any of that. So, I couldn't bear it. And the smell. I think the smell of people's farts who are asleep and not aware they're doing it while you're awake, even more annoying. I think partners should be placed in sealed plastic bags if they're going to lay next to you in bed. Don't you agree, girls? You know what I mean? Especially the old men. Do you know what I mean? I say old, anyone above sort of 35. Yeah. Oh, no. No. So that is an advantage with being on your own. If you're on your own, you'll know exactly what I mean. And no snore. My father used to snore really loud. So we were in a lovely masonette in Roehampton, actually. There was mum and dad's room, the bathroom, across the top of the stairs, my sister's room and my room. My room was there, and the entire house would listen to his snoring. Although I got to say, he's gone now 25, 6, 7, 29 years now. What I'd give to hear that again. Do you know what I mean? But, is what it is anyway. So the phlegmy cough is still here. I'm noticing more and more people are going down with a similar thing. My personal... symptoms started with I went to bed. I have an afternoon sleep every day. Went to bed about 3 or 4 o'clock. Woke up 2 hours later. Went to bed perfectly normal. Woke up, no voice. I can't talk. Not no voice, but a really rasping voice, and that was followed pretty quickly by a cough. And then the next couple of days, I'm walking around, I feel awful like that, But here we are at day 10 now. So that's my personal symptoms. And at the moment, I'm left with a slightly lower voice and a bit of a cough. And I feel quite warm as well. Mind you, it's not exactly cold, is it? No, it's not. Can't believe this weather. We went for we had a lovely November, to be honest. Then it cooled down quite a lot for, 7-10 days or something like that. Now it's come back up again. I mean, it's about 11 degrees. Hang on a minute. Hang on, let me have a word with Alexa. What's the temperature?
At the moment, it's 13 degrees.
14 degrees. 14 degrees. So I'm not suffering like cold or anything like that. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of putting the heating on the automatic. So it's come on anyway, just after my couple of hours of sleep. But there you go. Just want to thank all of you that have commented on the most recent Paris videos where I went with my nephew, my younger nephew, and his little family, Jimmy, and his beautiful wife Charlotte, and Frank, who is their son, and Ernie, who is their baby son. We had a wonderful time for a couple of days, actually, in Disney, walking around. As I've got older, I'm now finding it a bit of a struggle to do whole days walking around Disney. We went to the Paris one. And I'm afraid I have to say, the Paris people have absolutely no idea of queuing whatsoever. They just push through, literally push through. Best example of this I can give you was we would get a little bus. I say a little bus, one of those bendy buses from the bus station just outside of Disney back to the hotels. We stayed at the Magic Circle Hotel, I think it was called, or the Magic Grand Hotel, something like that. Perfectly all right hotel, nice and clean, staff were okay. But to get to and from the resort, you had to get this bus, which was free. Now, the later buses, in particular, after the fireworks, are rammed. They are absolutely rammed. And what happens is that you get this enormous gathering of people at the bus stop, which just gets bigger and bigger. Now, if you're sensible, you will take note after the first time of where the door arrives when the bus pulls in, and it pulls in right up to the edge of the pavement. What I noticed people doing, and they weren't English, what they would do is stand in the road. You see, they'd stand in the road, and then when the bus comes, they'd push back onto the pavement. That's how they did it. Not only that, if this door appears right in front of you, and we got that position, me and my nephew and all that, we got this position, this particular place, and bus pulls up, right? Doors open. Now my nephew is pushing a pram. There's a lady next to him with a pram. My nephew's wife with baby in one of those, like, I don't know what it's like a rucksack she's got on the front. I don't know what you'd call that. Like that. So the baby, like, she's got this thing around her shoulder. Baby is attached there, and very happy it is to Ernie, the baby. And his door's open. My nephew proceeds to try and get on. I'm standing next to him on the right, and my arm is right against this bus, right? And there's some sod trying to push his way in between. No, I'm not having any of that. Out came the arm like that. Out came the arm like that and grabbed the side of the bus. Bloody well, wait your turn, mate. Wait your turn. Anyone else find that there? Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. They have no idea of queuing. It was the same in the restaurant. They just walk in front of you and go and help themselves. Rude. Rude people. Very, very, not just one or two. Yeah, there was another one who was on the ride. When I say the ride, I mean It's a Small World. You like that one? La 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 la. That one, yeah, yeah. So we're on this ride. There's a bloke on the phone shouting into this phone in French, and I do a little bit of French, you know. Bonsoir, ouvrez la fenêtre, fermez les bouches, fermez la porte, ouvrez la piscine. Yes, oh yes, I do all the language. Chinese, I do. Boop, 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 boop. I do Chinese as well. I do German. Yeah, I do all these different things, right? I'm only joking, of course. I'm not very good at languages. I know some people that can speak many, many languages. Do you? How clever are they? How clever are they? I remember being in Israel. I was amazed at certain languages, in particular Chinese, Japanese, Hebrew. Hebrew sounds a really complicated language to learn. And I wish I had the intelligence to learn another language. And I think if you can go to another country and speak in another language, they would appreciate that. Wherever you're going, you know, Germany, whatever, they would appreciate that. I tried a French someday. When I'm in France, I tried a French. And they always answer back in English. You know, I do try. Although, quite honestly, how many times you want someone to ouvrez la fenêtre or ouvrez la piscine? I'm not quite sure how many times you would use that, because that's all we learn at school. Open the window. Where is the swimming pool? You know, how many times have you said that when you've been to France? Twice? Something like that, maybe? Well, if you can, you can. Anyway, so I find the whole thing very rude there. And it's not the English, right? It really isn't. It really isn't. We notice this a lot. But I think, oh, by the way, gang, if you'd like to send us a message, right, there is a chat box going on. YouTube, Facebook. I think lots of people are in this chat box thing. I'm not in the chat box. Don't try and send me a message in the chat box. I won't see it, okay? It's become impossible for me to go in and out of the chat box due to the amount of people having conversations with each other. However, doesn't mean you can't send us a message. If you want to, please text it. The text number is there. Only works with UK phones, okay? If you've never sent a text to me before, put your name on there as well and where you are, so I know where you are and I can add you into the system. It is a normal text number, okay? It's not a premium rate, so if you're texting, you know, Auntie Dole, who's up the road, it's the same as doing that, except I'm not Auntie Dole, I'm Chris. You can call me Auntie Chris if you want to, or anything else, I don't mind. You know, call me whatever you want, but put your name in there, and the text number up there is 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337. If you can't do that, or you're outside the UK, you can use my email, which is just at the bottom of the screen there, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. So once again, don't forget again, I'm not in the chat box, okay? Don't try and send me a message on there because I can't see it, my love. It's just impossible. All right? And just before I carry on with that Paris story, because there was one part of the holiday which was awful. I don't know why it's so bad. But I'll come to that in a moment after we've had a little quick look at it. Mark Bowles is there already. Evening, Mark. Hello, my love. How was your holiday? Tell us all about it. Missed you last night. I missed you, Mark. I missed you. I did think about you while I was on holiday. While I was in that little room on my own and my nephew and his family were in the room next door, I thought to myself, you should be in the room on the other side with your little boy. That's what I thought. I did think that. My love. You know, or even better, you know, you and me would have had a room and your little boy would have been in another room on his own. Or maybe a suite, you know. Be quite nice to have a suite, wouldn't it? You know, my room, his room, kitchenette, diner, all that business going on there. Sounds quite nice, wouldn't it, eh? Jason's there. Good evening, Jason Hughes. Hello to you. Patricia in Manchester. Hello, darling. You all right, my love? Welcome along to the show. She's had a nice weekend. She enjoyed the Disney and the karaoke videos that I do there. Thank you very much. Hello to the lovely Jet from Canterbury. I love your name, Jet. That's such a wonderful name. Jet from Canterbury. New York apparently was called New Amsterdam until 1664. Did you know that? I never knew that. I never knew that. Zoe's there. Good evening, Zoe. Welcome to the show. Good evening, Chris. How are you tonight? Not so bad. And Zoe says, my youngest daughter farts in her sleep. I'm okay. Does she really? The best farter in the family has got to be great nephew Harry, who's 12. Oh my word. No, it's awful. It's really awful. It used to be my nephew Gary, you know, years ago. He's kind of gone down a bit, although he does, if he's going to do it. This is awful. I don't know why I'm sharing you these secrets. It's awful. He will get up. If he gets up and suddenly stands in front of you, you know what's about to happen. Awful. Oh, just a minute. I've just got to... Is Gary with us? Let me... right, I can do that. Okay. So we'll get a little bit of racism, I think. 1 minute. That one. And that one. Gary, can you... I think I've done them all now, Gary. There's a bit of racism on the chat box, so just keep an eye on that, Gary. You'll be able to see what I've deleted. I think you can see what I've deleted there. We don't do racism on this channel, ever, okay? So if you think you're going to put a message up there, you'll get away with the first one until someone notices it, and then it will be deleted and you will be barred. No second chances on that one. I can't bear it. All right. So, yes, Zoe. So, Harry. Oh, it's awful. Debs in Bracknell's there. Hello, Debs. Now, if you watched one of the videos week before last, me and Debs went to the Windsor Illuminations, which is the Christmas nights at Windsor Park, Savile Park, actually. And it's really, really good. Really, really good. So if you want to go there. Funnily enough, Debs, I've just seen on YouTube, I just saw Michael Barrymore was there a couple of days ago, and he's uploaded a video as well, and he's holding those sticks of marshmallows. He's got 4 of these marshmallows on a stick. I haven't actually watched it yet or not. Okay. Dean's there. Good evening to Dean. Excuse me. Evening to Dean. Welcome along to the show, Dean. Paul Adamson there, who's in Kent. Good evening, Paul. Nice to see you. He's having terrible trouble with the NHS, he is. Various different issues there. Big G's there. Evening to Big G, who says, I went to Paris. That was enough for me. Manners, not their strength. Put it that way. No, they're bleeding rude. They're bleeding rude. Not on the, you know, it's not so bad when they're rude to you, but when they're pushing in front of little kids. No, dear. No, that's when my arm shot out like that and he couldn't get past then. Yes. Don't muck with me, mate. Don't muck with the old Queen. Mark, needed me there, dear. They wouldn't have pushed past me. Are you doing a Christmas morning show for an hour? I hope so, as I'm home alone Christmas Day. Don't get my little man until Boxing Day. Oh, Mark. Well, I'm up at the Caravan and Christmas Day morning... I'm playing the organ at a church in Boston at 10 o'clock. So I honestly don't think I can do one Christmas morning. I can't fit it in. Not even a radio show or anything. So no, there won't be a show on Christmas morning. But you can ring me if you want to. You have my home number. I think you've got my home number, haven't you? You can ring me if you fancy a chat. Feeling a bit down. I know how it is, mate. You know. I know how it is. Okay. So once again, gang, if you're going to send me a message, hello to Matt Van. Evening to Matt. He's sending in an email. And if you're going to send me a message, please use the text number there. If you're in the UK, 07451 287 337. Or you can use my email there, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. Maybe you've had experience of being in Paris. Did you find them rude there? Did you find it a bit rude, you know? I mean, there's lovely parts to Paris and all that, and a lot of the people are all right, especially if you're buying something off them. You know? What was that film? There was a good film, actually. An old lady she was a cleaning lady. I'm sure someone will know the answer to this. An old lady, she was a cleaning lady, and she cleaned this posh house, and... when the lady of the house went out, she'd be going through all her dresses and looking at the dresses, and I think she tried them on as well. Wow, look at this! And she got it in her head. She was going to save and save and save her money to buy a similar dress. Do you remember that? And eventually, she saved all her money. She had enough money in cash, little rolls of cash in a bag, and she went across to Paris. And went in this really, exclusive, posh shop. And went, hello, I've come to buy a frock. Pardon, madame? And they were vile to her. They were vile to her because they thought she'd had no money. You know, and you don't talk to people like that. You know, it's like being, where I've been in different places before, you know, you got your management and you got your cleaners, right? Notice my arm didn't move down, as in... cleaners, but because they're all the same. You can't run the business without one or the other. You don't talk down to people. I've seen this a lot in Italy. I tell you that. I've seen a lot in Italy when I've been in Italy in restaurants where they generally have foreigners, sometimes English foreigners being over there, and the manager's in there. Oh, hello, sir. And they talk to the waiters and waitresses like dirt. Unnecessary to be like that. I don't like that at all. Everyone is on the same level. That there are people out there, and I'm sure you know one or two of them, who think they're on another level to everyone else. Okay? But we're not. We're all on the same level. Now and again, I might joke about something, but believe me, I'm joking and not that. Now, perhaps you've got an experience of Paris. I'll open the phone line. Okay? If you'd like to call in, entirely up to. Phone line's open now. There's the number. All right? There's the phone number. Have you got an experience of Paris you want to tell us about? If so, give us a call. 020 8144 3477. 020 8144 3477. Thank you, Debs in Bracknell and Paul Adamson. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. An absolutely charming film. A charming, charming film. And the ending is just so wonderful. It really is wonderful because all these stuck up their arses members of staff the way they spoke to her was disgusting. And then I think the owner or the designer came out and what's the problem here? Wants to buy a day. And she says, yeah, I've got my money. And she pulls out these rolls of cash. Put your money back in. I would be personally happy to show you our range. And he takes her around and it's so much better. Don't ever talk down to people, you know, because if you do, you know, you won't have my appreciation there. Thank you, Mike Rees-Ponto with us. Evening to you, sir, who says the film is called Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Wonderful film. Highly recommended if you want a little bit of warmth in that. All right, my loves. Anyway, so the holiday itself, fantastic. The bus incident, well, you know when there's going to be a problem with the bus. It's when the fireworks finish or the park closes. That's when it gets mega busy there. And you might have to wait 3 bus loads before you can get back to the hotel. Alternatively, you can take a cab. There's loads of cabs there. They're touting for business, you know. Anyway, I want a cab, and all that business going on. So you can do that as well. No, it's not that. The journey to Paris, which some of you saw on the video, is quite easy. We stayed at a Premier Inn in King's Cross. I put them up in there. And then we walk across for the 10:30 train. We got to the station about 8:30, I think, 8:30, 8:45, something like that. And then you get in a queue and you show them your tickets and you go for another queue. Fairly quick. You go through British passport control. Then you go in another queue, French passport control. And then I think you go through the X-ray machine. Not you. Well, yeah, you and your baskets and cases and stuff like that. And that wasn't too much of an issue. It's the other end that the issue is when you're coming back. I've never seen anything like it. Now, I have been to Paris several times, but on a couple of occasions I went, well, on all these, the other occasions generally, I went with a couple of disabled people, registered disabled. My mate and my nephew Gary had a little girl who's no longer with us, you know, may she rest in peace, called Olivia. And we were kind of ushered through, if you see what I mean. You know, you wait in a certain area. Some bloke or woman comes and gets you and takes you through these various different sections to avoid the queue. Not this time. We had to queue this time. And honestly, you join the first queue to show your tickets. I would say that takes between 10 and 15 minutes. You take 2 steps forward and you join another queue. And this is the queue for the French passport control. This keeps stopping. And it stops for a period of time, you know, not like 30 seconds, a good 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, this queue stops. I don't think that's necessarily the fault of the French passport control, because so you're in this queue, again, 10, 15, 20 minutes maybe, inching forward. And we're looking at the clock. We got plenty of time because stupid old Chris, and the reason we had plenty of time is because when I went to order the Uber from the hotel to the train station, instead of ordering it for 1 o'clock, I ordered it for now. But they fortunately gave us an extra 20 minutes, which we weren't expecting to have. Us say, "Oh, do you want me to cancel it?" No, we'll just get this one. Fine. Watch out at Paris airport, by the way. All those Romanian gypsies going around, you know, they all got the same clothes on, don't they? They must go to the same shop. Maybe they do a big deal on them, you know, if like a load of them go in there and buy the same thing. They're dressed the same here and in Italy. They've always got these same brown, tatty old clothes on with the scarf. Lots of them around Paris du Nord, I think it's called, the train station. Oh, could you help me, please? No, I'm quite blunt. I'm quite blunt with it. And you've got to be, because they will blooming well follow you around. And that's not bad enough. Have you seen some of the Egyptian videos of people visiting the pyramids? Oh, they're the worst ones of the lot. They will not get lost. They just won't go. They keep following you around. Would you like a camel? No, I don't want a camel. Oh, go on, it's only, you can come back. Or would you like us to take your picture? They take your photo, take your picture. Thank you very much. That's 10, whatever money it is there. I don't know what it is in Egypt. Dreadful. And no one does anything about it. We've got them in London, Got them in London. They catch the foreigners out there. In London, London Bridge. People playing cards and dice on the Westminster Bridge and all that, people. Don't go near them. If they come and talk to you, you got to look at them. No. And walk on. That's it. My sister hasn't quite got that. I don't know if she's got any better of this, but she would often enter into a conversation with them, with her husbands. Come on, Sharon, because she thinks it's rude. It's the only way to get rid of them. No. Oh, excuse me, sir, could you help me? No. Just like that, okay? Bye. Anyway. So I don't think it's the French passport that's slowing them down. Because after you've got through the French passport, you take 2 steps forward and you join another queue for the British passport control. Now, why? Oh, why? There cannot be some sort of agreement between England or the UK and France. Well, I do know that because they can't agree. It can only be that reason. They can't agree. So you come through French passport control, you take 2 steps forward and you join British passport control. Now, I don't know if that's where the slowness is or it's the x-ray machine, right? Because you join this queue and again, 15, 20 minutes, we're inched in forward. Now, I observed a very English, and it's not like the boxes are not full, because that's annoying as well, isn't it? When you get to the passport or whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 checkouts, 4 open. How annoying is that? So annoying. I don't think that was the case because there was someone in each box. But I observed, generally, the British people with British passports, it was right, okay. All right, thank you very much. He puts this thing on the machine, types a couple of buttons on there. Okay, sir, thank you very much. And then you go. If you had anything other than an English passport, you were given the all the questions. Every single time. There was 2 beautiful ladies, I have to say, from Saudi. So I got the passport, stuck it on there. Where you from, please? Saudi. Okay. How long you staying for? 2 weeks. Okay. Where you staying, please? Okay. When you staying there till? All right. Well, that's the first week. Where you staying the second week? Oh, do you not know? Not giving them time to answer, really, or perhaps think about an answer. Yeah. Okay, so where are you going after this? Back home. Back home to where? Saudi. Okay, and I could tell by the questions. It was an interrogation. Same thing happened to me actually when I went to America, and you can understand it. Trying to keep terrorists out, but I gotta say, I'm sorry. You're doing that to 1 or 2 people coming through the passport control. Where's the people stopping the boats? Eh? I mean, that seems to be very easy coming that way. Hundreds coming in. You're stopping 1 or 2 at passport control. Craziness. And I said this to my nephew. And someone behind me overheard me and agreed with me. Anyway. So they did get quite a lot of questioning there, and through went girl number 1 and then girl number 2, exactly the same. And I have a feeling that is what was holding up the lines. So that's the third queue. Right? And from there, you take 2 steps forward, and then you're now waiting for the X-ray machine. Meanwhile, you're looking at this clock, right? Train was due 16:09. It's now 22:04, 15:40 for those of you in digital times. I thought, well, we'll probably make it. And we looked back at these queues behind us, presumably for the same train as us. And I said to my nephew, there's no way that these people are going to they're not going to get on this train. How on earth are all these people going to get through this mess before they get on the train? It was just crazy. Absolutely crazy. After that, we'd done the X-ray thing. My nephew, and if you've taken a baby on holiday, you'll know exactly where I'm coming with this. He's got loads of stuff. There's a pram to keep taking down and putting back up, endless bags of little bottles of milk and baby things. Frank, Super Frank, he had his own little case, which was a tiger. He had this big plastic case on wheels, which was a tiger, and he liked to carry that, like drag it along the floor. And I had a smallish case, although there was a few bits and pieces in there, that I'd bought over there for myself, actually, this time. I don't always buy myself stuff, but I bought myself an almost set of Disney mugs. Because I haven't got them with me now, and the reason is they're in the dishwasher waiting to be washed. Actually, no, I could have got those, couldn't I? It's too late now. No, I had the dishwasher on this afternoon. And these mugs, I say an almost set. And it was an almost set because one of them I thought, no, I don't want that one. But to have that other one would have made out the set. And so we got Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, Goofy, Pluto, another one, and Stitch. Now, Stitch, no, I don't really need that one, I don't think. I won't buy the Stitch one. So I end up, now I've got back here, of course, I'm thinking maybe you should have bought that other one. And these are not for display, these will be used. I'm going to replace all my old mugs, ones like this, with the Disney mugs, because they're quite large. They were 15 euros each, about 14 quid each or something like that. And they were, and I managed to get them back here without breaking them. Happy days. We got through there, sat in the lounge sort of area, and waited for the train. And then we got called down to the platform, down the moving walkway and lifts and things like that. Got on the train. So we're sitting on this train. Coach 5, seats 42, 43, 45 and 46. We're sitting there. And then, for some reason, I looked at they've got like indicator screens, and it said Coach 6. And I thought, I didn't say anything. And at that point, a family appeared who were looking at our seat numbers. And then I realised, are we in your seats? And the bloke nodded. I said, I'm ever so sorry. Yeah, I thought that. Look, Jimmy, we're in coach 6. So we'd got on the wrong seat. So then we had to, because we packed everything away. Everything's on the shelves and all that business. 1 minute. And, so we had to get it all down again and move. I apologised profusely to them. And moved and did that. But, that's how it is, really. That's how it is. So we were all sorted there. Right, hang on. Let's close that phone line. No one wants to talk to me. I'm so lonely. There we go. Close that now. Thank you very much. And then we got back. The beauty, generally, these trains all do run to time, and the clock goes around 16:09, and the train starts moving off. I love it when stuff runs to time like that. So that was the bad experience on holiday. I seem to remember these queues before, although I haven't been in them before, or at least I don't remember being in these queues trying to get through at the Paris end. I don't know if it's any easier at Lille, because I gather you can go to Lille and then take an ongoing train or perhaps a cab to Disney. But there we are. But generally, the entire thing was a lovely holiday. It was a lovely holiday. So there we are. That was the bad bit there. Patricia in Manchester says, I have a French mate. We met up in Paris years ago, and I was reminded how he walks through doors and lets them slam into your face. He doesn't understand queuing and pushes in. I spoke to him about it, and he seemed puzzled. I don't think he was aware. I don't know. I blasted him on another occasion as he knocked me flying entering a building. He said I was overreacting. Oh. I did my first and last storming off. I hate rudeness. Yeah, it is rudeness. It's rudeness. I thank people too, and he doesn't. We are still good friends and remains the same. To be fair, Patricia, I've held, not with elderly ladies. I say elderly ladies, people of age, of sort of my age, 60 and above. Certainly young ladies, I've held doors open and they swish through without even looking at you. You know, like it's their entitlement that you should have the door open for them. And it is rude. You're quite right. Paul Adamson. Yeah, well, I've got some mince, Paul. I've got some mince here. You know, not too bad. All right. So that was the holiday there. Paul's there. Evening, Paul. Sparky is also just about getting over a chest infection. It's been a nightmare. He still feels pretty rough. Lost his voice last week. Has really tried to rest up, but being a carer meant I didn't get the chance, so it's knocked me for six. You mentioned Paris. It's a fantastic place. Yes, it is. It's a great place to visit. Like anywhere, some shopkeepers can be rude. Some people are just plain ignorant, and others have no time at all. But overall, it's a wonderful city. I've probably been there about 10 times over his lifetime and always found something new to enjoy. So that's Paris, you know. Perhaps you've been or not, I don't know. All right, Mark. Yeah, do. Not between 9:30 and 11:30ish, Mark, because that's when I'll be playing the organ at the church, all right? And I won't be able to pick you up at that point, my love. Okie doke. I'll tell you what, we got this true or false game. So let's have one of these questions, shall we? And see how you go with this. You just need to answer true or false, right? To get your answer in, once again, use one of these two methods there. Either the text-in number at the top there or the email at the bottom there if you're outside the UK. Let's have a little game of true or false. You ready? And, I mean, you can look up these answers if you want to, but you're only cheating yourself. It's not like I'm about to give away £10,000. Oh, look at your look at your ears sticking up there. Oh, I was going to give away 10,000. No, I'm not. You do have to be careful sometimes, I think, what you're saying, because some people don't only hear what they want to hear, and they're straight in with the comments. Do you know what I mean? They're straight in with the comments. So, yeah, do listen to the whole question before you answer it. Let me just refresh something on there so I know what I'm doing. Okay, by the way, if you're new to the show, welcome along. It's nice to have you along with us. We're fairly easy going this. Nothing too serious, all right? Just a little bit of a laugh on a Sunday night because we're all bored. You know, there's nothing on the telly anymore, is it? What's happened to the Onedian line or Poldark? Great programmes, dear. Even Songs of Praise has been relegated to the afternoon. God, blimey. Right. Is our question then true or false? The first country in the alphabet is Albania. Oh, do you know what? We can use the jingle here because that's not copyright, is it? Hang on, I've got a jingle for it. I've got a jingle. True or false jingle. Here we go. And thank you to Roy for making our jingles as always. Here we go.
True or false? True or false? True or false? True or false? Yeah! Send your answer into Chris. Only on Reach On Air. True or false?
Oh, don't take any notice of that Reach On Air bit. That's because we do this little game each morning on my radio show that I do, okay? Right, once again, tonight's question, the first country in the alphabet is Albania. Is that true or false? Okay, to get your answer in, either text in true or false. That's all you need, true or false. If you've not sent a text before, don't forget to put your name there as well. Just send true or false, or you can email your answer in. chris@chrisreardon.co.uk is my email address, or text in on 07451 287 337. Here's my text number.
You can send Chris a text message right now on 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337.
For true or false this morning, the first country in the alphabet is Albania. Is that true or false?
True or false? True or false? True or false? True or false? Yeah! Send your answer into Chris. Only on Reach On Air. True or false?
My friend Roy makes those jingles for myself and other people, I gather. I thought it was exclusive to my show. If you're there, Roy. Very disappointing. He's in the chat box somewhere, probably, Roy, if you want to talk to him. Perhaps he can make you a jingle. You're very good prices. If you mention Chris Reardon, he will give you a 3% a 3% discount. Which, you know, you might even be able to afford to put a Christmas tree in your Claridge's room if you're going on holiday there soon. Well, I'm going there a couple of weeks' time with my mate for a couple of nights in London to spend some time in London there. All right, so let's have a little look there. What have you answered for me this morning? The first country in the alphabet is Albania. Oh, there's Roy. Roy says it's true. He thinks it is Albania. Patricia in Manchester says it's false. Thank you, Patricia. Paul and Lou. Evening, Paul and Lou. Were you due in last night or Friday into the pub? I'm sure you said you were going to come and no one appeared. Once again, let down. Let down, lovey. You didn't turn up for the karaoke. I'm sure it was either last night or Friday you were coming. Anyway, Paul and Lou say false. My lovely Mark Bowles says false. Mark, would you like me to ask my sister? The only problem is, of course, you're getting your boy on Boxing Day, aren't you? Otherwise, you're going to come to the caravan with me and have dinner around my sister's house. That'd please him. Yes. Great nephew Harry, he can't quite handle the whole gay thing. He said, you're gay, aren't you, Uncle Chris? Yeah. Where's your boyfriend? Then he goes, where's your boyfriend? He goes like, where's your boyfriend? It's 12. Yeah, I could ask my sister if she can make another little space at the dinner table. If you want me to, Mark. The only thing is getting back, you see, for Boxing Day for your boy. That's the only thing. We could inquire to see if there's any Christmas Day trains running a little bit later on. Would you like me to do that? Anyway, Mark says false. Big G reckons it's false. Shania's on the hello. Hello, Shania. She's a bit late today. She was doing communion rounds this afternoon. And hello to Vectors as well. Shania says false. Thank you. Gary Ross says it's true. Jason Hughes says false. Mike Reese Ponto says false. Is that everyone? Right, hang on. Let me have a look. I think that's everyone so far. All answers in. Okay, boys and girls. The first country in the alphabet is Albania. Is that true or false? I'm afraid not, gang. Oh, dear. Nope. It's false. It's false. The first country in the alphabet is Afghanistan. Have you been there? Very cheap holidays there at the moment. Very, very cheap holidays at the moment. Afghanistan is the first country in the alphabet, according to this little game here. So this is the game I've got here, which you can get off the Amazon for about 11 quid. It's a whole little stack of questions in there. And I think it's great value for money. And if you do family games at Christmas, that is something you might want to do. I don't know. We usually have a game of Monopoly or something like that. I'll probably win, because I'm good at that, housing stocks, I'm good at that landlord stuff, all right? So I'll probably win there. Dean, you're a bit late, aren't you, love? True. Just at 18:42. You're a bit late with the answer, love. Try and get your answers in early. Otherwise, it's not going to happen, is it? Okay, there we go then. Trevor's there. Oh, no, that's to do with the church. All right. Okay, let's move on, boys and girls. Where's my thing gone? 47. There we go. Unpopular Christmas presents. What do you not want to receive at Christmas? It's happened to all of us. It's happened to all of us, isn't it? Okay? You get these presents. That's not. I didn't really want that. But if you're a decent person, you must show gratitude. What's that for? Don't do that. It's horrible. It's horrible. Don't be an arsehole. Show gratitude to whoever bought you that unwanted Christmas present. But today you have a chance. There might be someone here watching the show today who knows you and is going to buy you a present. If so, what do you not want them to buy you? Okay, make a list if you want. Send it over on the text 07451 287 337. Or you can send an email, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. That's the only two ways you can get me a message. I'm not in the chat box, all right, my darlings? All right, so what do you not want to get for Christmas as a matter of interest? I've had a little search around. Google AI. Oh yes, dear. We're very, very up to date with our technological advancements here on the United Kingdom Talk. We're using AI. Incidentally, I am not AI. I want to point that out. I am not AI. Mark Bowles, do you think I could ever get an AI version of you? Like a robot or something like that? A Mark Bowles robot. I don't think I'd want to turn you off, though. I'd only want to turn you on most of the time. So that's possibly an inappropriate comment there. Yes, unwanted Christmas presents. AI Google overview often include generic toiletries, soap, bath bombs. And how many of those out there of you have bought those for your nans and your mums? I have. I did in the past. You know, you go in Boots the chemist and there's that little package in it, you know, a bottle of this and a soap and a sponge and a thing on a rope. Some of those things on ropes have got very strange shapes. They really have. You know, I do not know where you put such things, to be honest. Awful things. Long things they are. Like bananas. Why would you have something like that on a rope in a bath? I don't know. Anyway. Generic toiletries, people don't really want them, according to this. Soap and bath bombs. Novelty items. People do not want silly mugs, keychains, gag gifts. What are gag gifts? Is that, you know, what's a gag gift? Oh, is it a joke? A joke gift? Of course, that must be American. Oh, I thought it was. Anyway, joke gifts. They don't want ill-fitting clothes like jumpers and socks. You know, do remember, you know, when you buy someone a jumper, it does actually have to fit him. Unless, of course, you go to Marks and Spencer's or John Lewis, you buy it, keep the receipt. If it doesn't fit, they take it back. I hate that, though. Don't you hate that? Having to go with your present to John Lewis and, oh, could you change this, please? And it's never a problem, to be fair to them. Never a problem. Really. Re-gifted items. Oh, come on. Come on, people. Don't re-gift something to someone else that you received the year before. Chuck it away or give it away. Re-gifted items. Come on. You can't do that. It's terrible. You are naughty. It says self-help books. Well, I think I need a whole stack of those, to be honest. I do need professional help, as you know. Cookbooks. They don't want cookbooks. Celebrity autobiographies. Nah, I don't really want to know about William Shatner or... I mean, the worst ones are those Only Way is Essex. I bet Gemma Collins has got one of those out, hasn't she? An autobiography. I mean, what she gives a list of, McDonald's that she recommends or something like that, is it? I don't know. Gift cards. They don't really want gift cards. Gift cards to place the recipient never visits or that are too far away. I never thought about that. Yeah, I suppose you can buy a Boots gift card, give it to someone in the country and there's not a Boots anywhere near them. Funnily enough, I got a Marks and Spencer's card last year. Do you know, I've still got money on it and it's nearly a year old now. I better get spending that, hadn't I? Funnily enough, I was in Marks today. After church, I met my mate for a little bit of lunch in Marks and Spencer's. And I did have my my Boots gift card with me. And I thought I'd have a little quick look around to see if there's anything. Get rid of this card now because I've had it for so long now. And but I did have a quick look in there and there was nothing really I wanted in there. In Marks and Spencer's clothes wise today anyway. What else is on the list? Don't forget, gang, your own list. Send it in there. 07451 287 337 or email your list, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk, and we'll look at what you do not want to receive for Christmas. Generic home goods. People don't like those. Photo frames, clocks. Again, I think I bought my mum and dad a clock one Christmas. I think it was about 14 or 15. And with my pocket money, I went up to this hardware shop and bought them this big clock. It was only plastic. But that's a different thing because it's a child, you know, and whatever gift a child gives to you is appreciated. Even if it's like a homemade card, you know, you open the envelope and all this glitter drops out onto your carpet. Oh, no. And happy Christmas, Uncle Chris, from whoever, you know, from Evie or whatever. And they're very special, aren't they? Children's homemade gift cards, Christmas cards. I think mine are at the caravan actually, and I've actually got one from them. It's up there. Pets. Wow. People give pets a Christmas present. Dogs, cats, goldfish, monkeys, piranhas, snakes. Why does anyone want to keep a snake? Or a tarantula. Don't know, a bloody great big tarantula sitting in a glass box somewhere. Why, oh why would you want that in your house? I gather, you know, you've got to be very careful when you clean them out. You know, because you open a thing and if it don't like it, it ejaculates its little hairs up into the air and they end up in your eye. Not a lot you can do with that, except have an infected eye for sometimes. These hairs are literally ejaculated out of the spider's back. Horrible thing. Oh. Nothing wrong with spiders, really. Not really. They only bite if they think they're going to be damaged or anything like that. Anyway, that's the list I've got in front of me on AI. Paul and Lou, there we are. Okay, thank you, Paul and Lou. Jet, lovely Jet in Canterbury's. I don't want to receive anything to do with housework, like a vacuum cleaner or a mop. Oh, I know someone who gives presents like that. His name's Big G. He's with us, isn't he? I'm sure he's with us. Yeah, there he is there. He buys his other half. He bought him an iron. And what was the other thing? And a Hoover. I don't even think that was... I think that was for his birthday. An iron and a Hoover. Bearing in mind his other half does all his ironing. Awful presents. Awful. Shocking. Thank you. Mark says that sounds good to me. Do you want me to text her? Should I text my sister to see if Mark is allowed at the dining room table this year? I'm sure she'd find him a little space there. She's good like that, my sister. No, she wouldn't do it for anyone. I know there's someone that she wouldn't want to see up there, but there we are. Okay. Big G. Oh, there he is, Big G. Me and my brother would always moan about getting a Lynx box set for Christmas. But the one year my mum didn't get it, we moaned about that. Yeah, well, clearly you haven't been getting them for a while, judging from the smell coming off that table you see out at the pub. Oh, dear. In fact, I'll write that down. Get Big G a Lynx set. What was that other deodorant? Old Spice, wasn't it? That was one, wasn't it? Old Spice. With the red, I think they had red bottles, didn't they? Old Spice or something like that. Dean doesn't want to receive ties for Christmas. Do you get ties for Christmas? I don't think I've ever had a tie for Christmas. You mean the tie around your neck, not like someone from Thailand, do you? Is that right? Listen, I just don't care anymore. I really don't. If you don't get the humour, there's 101 channels for you to watch. Patricia in Manchester. Oh, she's written to Santa here. Do you anyone get their kids to write to Santa? Do you? Do you? Dear Santa, I love cats, but for Christmas, I do not want cat-related items. Umbrellas, socks, writing paper, pens, hats and doormats. Who gets a writing paper? Yeah. That was a thing when I was a child. And you could get these, what was the name? Basildon Bonds, wasn't it? You get writing sets and it's beautiful, to be fair, beautiful paper. Different colours, like a light blue or a pink colour. I think you could get smelly ones as well, couldn't you? It's like smell of perfume, and you get them in like a nice pen or something, and that was a gift. Would I like to receive that? Yeah, to me that wouldn't be a bad present to have, actually, Patricia. Much preferable to socks and pants, you know. Trouble is, you know, some of the younger lads, i.e. 20, from 18 to 30, younger lads, you know, their parents, they buy them pants, don't they? And they buy completely the wrong ones. Because those younger lads will not wear Marks and Spencer's underwear, will they? They won't wear it. And then look at these things. Where's the, I don't know, Calvin Klein, or what's that other posh brand of pants that they do? I can't think now. It was very expensive. 40 quid for a pair of pants, honestly. Craziness. What else doesn't she want? She don't want umbrellas. Well, actually, I'm a bit short of an umbrella at the moment. I keep losing them. I had a lovely umbrella from Claridge's, which if it's raining outside and you have to go out of the hotel, they give you an umbrella. Yeah, and I've lost 2 of those. My mate's got 2 of them. I swear one of them's mine. He's nicked it from me. I'm sure he has. What else does she doesn't want to get hats either? Hats. Yeah, I've got a couple of beanie hats, you know, those woolen ones, which I've got quite a few of those now. What happens is I lose them all with beanie hats, and then gradually I find them all again. And so at the moment I've got them all. There's a big stack of them, except my Sony PlayStation one, which I've lost somewhere. I think I've left that at the gym somewhere. Someone's probably half-inched that out of there. Terrible, isn't it? People stealing people's clothes from the gym, like hats, you know, underwear. I hope you're not one of those people goes around stealing female knickers and underwear from their washing lines while they're out. I take a very dim view of people that do that. I'm sorry. Shania, I hope you've never had your knickers stolen from the washing line, have you, my love? There's some very, very strange people around. Very, very strange people. My sister got very excited when they once nicked a car battery from their front doorstep. I mean, it's not really on the same level as a pair of knickers, though, is it? Mind you, maybe the battery was lighter. Thank you, Patricia. Great answers here coming from you, my loves. Paul and Lou, I bought Lou an iron once, and she really didn't like it. Well, mate, if you was my husband and you bought me an iron, I'm likely to chuck it at you. What an awful present. Awful. And no, I don't care if it's the one that comes with the steaming and all the attachments and its own little ironing board. Don't care. It's an iron. Don't be buying people irons and kettles and toasters for Christmas. Rude. Shania. Vectis, rather. Old Spice came in a white porcelain bottle with a plastic stopper. My dad used to use it, and I do now. It was a nice smell, that Old Spice. Actually, I think my deodorant's Old Spice. Hang on a minute. Let me just see what my deodorant is. I think it's Old Spice. Oh, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling today. No one cares. Yeah, it is. Old Spice, look. I've got Old Spice deodorant at the moment, look. There. I don't use it very often. I use it when I'm going to church, but it's probably the only, and if I'm going out for an afternoon somewhere, it's the only time I use it. I don't believe in deodorant. I think the body sweats for some reason. You know, sweats for a reason. You put this on to stop it sweating. I don't think it's necessarily good. So I used it absolutely very, very minimum there, you know. Big G says, I don't understand your thinking my gifts are rubbish. One year, he bought me a 65-inch TV. Brilliant present for me to watch the football. So I bought him a living room TV unit with drawers. Are you sure you want him to stay with you? A TV? Big TV? Christmas present? Yeah, I'll go along with that. An actual unit for it to sit on? No. No, you ain't got any idea of it at all, have you? Mind you, marginally better than the iron. Dean, I've got a beanie hat with Papa on it. Are you a daddy now? Of course you are a daddy now, aren't you? He's a daddy. Jet in Canterbury. My mother had an ear. Look, here. I knew there was one here. I knew there'd be one here. Jet from Canterbury. My mother had her knickers stolen off the washing line. Shocking. She wasn't that bothered about her knickers being stolen. She just wanted the 52 pegs back. Good one, Jet. My sister, her knickers are held up. 80 pegs she's got, holding up the one pairs of knickers. The washing line it's almost touching the ground. They're so heavy, especially if it's been raining. Patricia, you can have my cats, hats and umbrellas. I'm grateful, to be honest, she says. Great answers, my dears. Carl's there. Good evening, Carl. Thanks for your picture there. Of a man holding some deodorant there. Don't forget, gang, you cannot send me a message in the chat box. I'm not in the chat box at all. It's impossible to get the messages out of all the other conversation. If you're going to send me something, please use the text message. If you're here in the UK, 07451 287 337. Or you can send an email, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. All right? Is that all our... Roy. Oh, this is interesting from Roy there. Alcohol. He doesn't want alcohol for Christmas. I must admit, I'm one of those people. I do not drink, as in at all. I used to get. I used to be really drunk. 23 years old. I was working for British Telecom, and after work, I'd go home, have my dinner, and then I'd go straight over to this pub in Wandsworth called the Jolly Gardeners on Garrett Lane. It was. We used to go over there. And I'd get drunk, not wrecked, drunk, and it only took 3 or 4 pints, to be honest. I used to crawl home. I did that for about 4 months, and then I stopped drinking beer. And then after that, when I went out, I might have 1 or 2 pints, and then I just stopped drinking. I just didn't like the taste of it anymore, really. And then more recently, over the last 6 or 7 years, if I go to one of those posh afternoon teas like I have done before, used to have the glass of champagne, and it's nice. It's not cheap champagne. Cheap champagne's bleeding horrible. Hurts, cuts is like drinking bleeding vinegar sometimes. No, the dear stuff, like one glass, 30 quid, 35 quid, 40 quid, whatever. Anyway, and I did drink that, and I enjoyed it. I liked it. Nice taste. But the problem is, and it was happening every time, I'd go for my afternoon sleep, wake up and feel like poo. I really would. I'd feel like poo. So I knocked that on the head as well completely. So I don't drink at all. So the last thing I'd want is a bottle of this, that or the other. My friend Debs, I don't know if she's still with us at the moment. Debs, I went out to afternoon tea with her. And as a thank you, she bought me a bottle of non-alcoholic it was either champagne or fizzy wine. I don't know what you'd call it, to be honest. Can't think what it was called. Was it called Bad Idol or Mad Idol? Something like that. I can't remember what it was called now. But yeah, and that's nice. Doesn't give you a headache. But all alcohol gives me a headache. Roy doesn't drink it either. He wouldn't want to get alcohol for Christmas. He says, I used to get so much alcohol given to me and I don't drink. All nice stuff wasted on me, so I gave it all away. I think what I'd do there, Roy, is give them back the bottle and say, can I have the money instead? I must admit, I've cheated a bit this year. I always spent a lot of time choosing Christmas presents for people. And it does take a long time, especially as they get older. We've now got, older children in the family. So this year, apart from one person, my sister, I've put money in envelopes. And I thought it was a sort of a cheating way of doing it. But on the other hand, when I got to a certain age, I think I wanted money in envelopes. Yeah, I think that was my preferred gift. I don't know what you think about that. Is that sort of a lazy way of doing it? Money in envelopes? You know. I mean, any of you who want to give me money in envelopes, you know, Big G, Roy, Vera. I don't know if Vera's with us tonight. Any of you who want to put sort of, you know, £5, £6, £100 in an envelope and give it to me wherever you see me, perfectly acceptable. Yeah. Don't feel that you need to do any more than 500 quid. Don't be embarrassed. You know, 500 is fine. You don't need to do any more than that. Okay, and that'd be nice. I might bring someone with me over the next 2 karaokes, just to carry the money home afterwards. And I just want to thank you in advance for that very much. You know, what you could do is get, you know, so that it's disguised by, say, for example, buy a little box of biscuits. You know, the Cadbury's chocolate biscuits, you know, the tins. And you could take the tape off, open the tip, put the money on the top of all the biscuits and seal it round the edge and bring that in. Couldn't you, really? Just an idea for you. You know, if it's there, because I know there's a lot of people watching the show tonight, you know, struggling to think, what can I get for Christmas? Well, there you go. No alcohol, please. No alcohol. Thank you very much. Roy continues to say, or people have given me things I have already got and get given an inferior version. I hate that. So there you are, walking along, you know, you're opening your Christmas presents with your Apple iPod ear things in, right? You open it, it's earpods, you know, from Amazon, $7.99. Well, I'll put those straight in the bin. Rude. I know what you mean, love. It's like Big G. Now, we haven't discovered yet what brand of kettle or iron or hoover that he bought his other half. Now, was it a Bosch? Was it a Hoover? Or was it a John Lewis? Or was it an Asda one? Imagine that. I mean, if it's not bad enough getting an iron for Christmas, you're given a Sainsbury's one. They take the mick, some of these people, don't they? And they then want you to cook their dinner. Don't think so. Shocking. He says, to be honest, I don't want anything, as I'll get it myself if needed. Oh, is that right, Roy? Let me just make a note of that. Don't get Roy a present. Thanks, Roy. Thanks for that advice there, Roy. I've made that. I've put you on my list of non-present type people, which is actually a lot longer than the list of present type people. Do you think it's lazy putting money in an envelope? The problem is I have so many beautiful, great nieces and nephews, none of who are my favourite, right? Can't have favourites. Listen, uncles and gunkles, there's a few of you out there, gay uncles and gay aunties, right? Can't have a favourite. Never show favouritism. Very bad. Because you'll get it from the mums and dads. Oh, why has she got that? Mine only got... Oh, why has he got... Be very careful that everyone gets roughly the same thing or the same value. Very important. They would say to you, no, we wouldn't think that, Chris. Oh, no. Yes, you would. No favourites ever. Or if you have got a favourite, keep it to yourself. Tell no one. Tell no one. Roy says, nobody buys me presents now. Oh, listen, Roy, can you hear that? The world's smallest violin has started playing. Can you hear that, Roy? Roy says, nobody buys me presents now, as I don't want them to waste energy on me, as I'm so fussy. Well, I don't know about that, mate. Big G, I could put a tea bag in an envelope, then you can have a drink on me. No, don't bother, Big G. Don't bother, love. Just remember who works your sound and lights. Debs is coming to the karaoke on Saturday to carry your money. Thank you, Debs. Actually, I don't. Have you got any friends? I don't know if one person is going to do it, to be honest, Debs. By the sound of it, there's an awful lot of envelopes of money coming for me on Saturday at the pub. None of them coming from a certain assistant manager, but there we are. Dean, I can buy you a coffee. A coffee? You take the mick. Do I look like someone who drinks coffee? No, dear. Tea. Buy you a coffee. Oh, I'm hurt. Paul and Lou, my mate got a wheelbarrow once. Well, you know, if someone got me a wheelbarrow for Christmas, I'm likely to go around their house, murder them, chop them up into small pieces, place the parts in a wheelbarrow and dump them somewhere. Do not buy me a wheelbarrow for Christmas. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much for your answers there. They're good answers as always. You always send in really good answers to all our little bits and pieces joining in here. Here's one. Have you ever any of you ever received a really high phone bill after coming back off holiday? Has it happened to you? Happened to me, and we're talking about 200 quid on the first time I visited Israel. And what it was, the way I understood it, all my calls were included. I'm on an old contract. I'm still on that contract now. So if I go aboard to anywhere in the world, and you can't get this contract anymore, you are charged the same as it's coming out of your allowance. I'm on the 3 allowance, unlimited minutes, texts and data. And it works for me across the world, right? 3 are still doing a similar contract, but it doesn't include the world. And I think you have to pay £5 a day or something like that to unlock that. I have it included. And every year comes up, you get the email. Oh, would you like a new contract? No, thank you very much. I don't know if you remember, those of you old enough. Do you remember the 1-to-1, I think it was? 1-to-1 phones. And I think you bought this phone and it included all your calls forever. Do you remember that one? Or maybe it was a small monthly charge. Included all your calls forever here in the UK. And my mate had one of those. And he said it got to the point where every couple of weeks they were ringing him trying to buy out the contract because they couldn't get out of the contract. That's the Mercury company. Eventually Mercury, I think, was bought by BT. I don't know. Can't remember. Doesn't matter anyway. So he was on one of those contracts. And they were forever trying to buy him out of the contracts and he wouldn't let it go. And I'm similar to that with mine, although now I think there are stipulations now that the company can cancel the contract, or certainly, you sign up for a year, don't you? Yeah. So after that year, contract's over, I can walk away tomorrow, or they can change the contract, but they haven't so far. So when I go aboard, I just use my phone, texting, data as normal, and it don't cost me any more money. But I was with Orange. And I went to Israel to do all the Jesus things and stuff. The first time I went, which was about 8 years ago, I suppose. And when I came back, I got this bill and it was like 200 quid. Why is that 200 quid? So I rang them up. I understood that I wasn't getting charged anything. Let me have a look. Yeah, that's right, sir. You've used your answer phone. Right. And the way they got it was if someone left a message on my answer phone, and in those days I used to get a lot of phone calls, I hardly get any now at all. This happens as you get older. People stop ringing you. Don't know why. That is true. If you're of an age, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. People literally stop when the phone stops ringing. Don't get any calls anymore unless someone wants something. They want something. Oh, Chris, any chance you could do this? Oh, Chris, could you do this? Could you? That's the only time no one rings for a chat. I've got a list of people and I ring people for a chat. I do ring people for a chat. My sister, Vera, my nephew, my niece, I ring them. And they ring me. But generally, No, you don't get phone calls, only from people who want something out of you. So that's what was happening when people left a message on the answer phone. That was being charged at the Israeli rate rather than the UK rate, because that wasn't part of the package at the time. So that was with Orange. I'm not with Orange anymore. I went over to 3 some time ago now. I'm quite pleased with the service there, to be honest. I remember I got this charge once from some bleating donkey sanctuary. $5.99, donation. What on earth is this? Anyway, I rang them up. 3 this is, because I couldn't find out where this was come from. And they immediately credited it back and then did investigations and rung me back and told me what had happened. And don't worry, it won't happen again. And it didn't. So they were pretty good with that 3. Anyway, the Daily Mail reports it. So have you ever got a really high phone bill when you've been abroad, which perhaps you weren't expecting? Daily Mail, how my family American trip landed me with a £90,000 bill. Not health insurance, but a trap every traveller must know about. Anyway, this bloke went on holiday. They live near Wokingham, which is just down the road from me. It's a nice place, Wokingham. They went from New York to Atlanta before finishing their trip in Florida's Disney World so nice big holiday. But in September, 2 weeks after returning, this bloke received a phone bill from his provider for £86,273. That's a mid-range car, isn't it? Not one of your cars, Roy, but At first, he thought it must be a mistake. He was aware of holidaymakers facing gigantic roaming charging for using their mobile phones abroad to browse the internet or make video calls. But he had taken a major precaution to stop this happening and bought a special SIM card which connects your mobile to a phone network specifically for the trip. And we see these advertised all the time, don't we? Foreign SIM cards. So you take your SIM card out, and I would presume that once you've taken your normal SIM card out of the phone, that's it. No, how can any other charges accumulate on that? He said, I was on a Zoom call. I thought I misread the bill. The bill came from Omni. What does it say here? His normal contract is on the O2 network, which he took out as a Currys business deal. Ominously, that was who the bill came from, not Irala, the supplier of his temporary SIM card. He says, I thought I misread the bill when it came through. I was on a Zoom call at the time and the people saw my face go pale. There were 2 invoices as it went over 2 months. The first was for £72,000, which I thought said £720 originally. But I mean, even if you got a £720 bill, you wouldn't be happy, would you? Wow. He said the next bill said an additional £16,000. To make matters worse, calls to and from his mobile number were barred. He says without any notification, they had been shutting down my actual mobile number without any notification. People said they'd been trying to call his normal number, but it just went click and went dead. He was forced to get a new mobile so he could contact clients. He disputed the charge with Currys business and asked them to be placed on hold while an investigation took place. What followed was a 2-month battle with 2 telecommunications giants for the charges to be scrapped. For his trip, he purchased an eSIM. So it's not a physical thing. They do the same job as a regular SIM, but don't need to be put into the phone. You put them on digitally. They are popular among travellers as they allow you to connect to a local mobile phone network in the country you're visiting to use mobile data rather than using roaming with your normal provider. Using mobile data abroad is usually expensive because providers must pay foreign carriers to use their networks. right? For the eSIM to work, you usually need to switch the SIM in your phone's settings. Using mobile data abroad is usually expensive because providers must pay foreign carriers. I've read that, haven't I? Anyway, this bloke previously purchased one for his boy's school trip to China. It worked well, so he opted for a 20 gigabyte bundle from eSIM brand Air Aola for 38 quid. Seems fair to me. He was sent a QR code by iRoller to download the SIM. He scanned it, which installed it on his phone settings app. He then ensured that he made the in-SIM his priority SIM on the settings page, so calls, texts and data usage would be made through it. However, he stopped short of removing the physical SIM, as it is not necessary to do this for the eSIM to work. There are common slip-ups when installing an eSIM, but the bloke is adamant he didn't make any of them. These include not selecting the eSIM as the one you want to use for the data in phone settings, not fully activating your package, and trying to use an eSIM when your device is locked onto one network so it won't accept the eSIM. And if you've bought your mobile phone through EE, O2, 3, if you've bought your phone through them, it's likely to be locked to that network. You have to get it unlocked. If you buy it from the Apple iPhone shop, right, it'll be unlocked. Okay? Be warned of that. Be warned of that. You know, so many people, they got their phone from O2 some years down the line. I think I go with EE, and they sign up for an EE contract and they realise the phone won't work because they haven't unlocked it. And you have to go to EE and get a code to unlock the phone. It's all a load of old rubbish in it, eh? It's all done to trip you up. It's all done to trip you up. Anyway, he received no notification to let him know the eSIM wasn't working, which should happen if it's not connected. Plus, he knows the eSIM didn't work for some of the time, as a small amount, 0.05% of the 20 gigabyte data he bought had been used. Air Aola has also confirmed the package had been activated. And it says, even the eSIM didn't work. Most mobile networks have a spending cap. Yeah, I've got one on mine, 20 quid. So, and the only reason that's on there is if something goes wrong, it can get to 20 quid and then it can't go over that. Crazy. He does say here the bloke usually spends no more than 250 quid a month on his phone. I mean, that's a lot of money. What's mine? £25 a month? Something like that? He claimed his network operator, O2, at first refused to engage despite being included in emails he'd sent to carriers, which had sold him the contract. However, O2 did take £13,000 from the bloke's account in October when the charges were supposed to be on hold. The bloke was blindsided by this payment and has since claimed it back via his bank's direct debit guarantee. They didn't even tell him, they just took the bleeding money. There used to be a time, wasn't there, you know, when you could trust a large company. You know, if you wanted to buy something, you wouldn't go to the little corner shop, you know, selling. You'd go to John Lewis or somewhere like that, you know. Oh, no, my money's pretty safe there. I don't think that's the case anymore. I really don't. There was a Virgin Media story this week as well, somewhere, where they've just been fined millions of pounds because they didn't sort people out. I'm glad they did get charged. I'm glad they did. The trouble is, these fines that large companies get don't come out of their money, the governor's money. No, they just put the bills up again. Thieving people. He says everyone was passing the buck. Air Aola, that's the eSIM people, said later no data had been consumed, but as it wasn't contacted at the time for installation or troubleshooting, it can't determine what prevented the eSIM from being used. It provided written confirmation of this for the bloke to share with O2 and refunded the £38. That's very fair of them. I mean, it's terrible, isn't it? Have you ever had a massive bill like that? when you've been on a holiday there? Roy. There we are, Roy. When my first son got his first iPhone, I had to put a payment card on it for iTunes. I told him he could do £20 a month on it. Thus was the iPhone 3. The little one did over 600 quid, and the second month, 500 quid. I would have taken that back from him gradually, mate. You could do it weekly or something like that, could you? Oh, dear. Shocking. No one else ever got a high bill like that. As those messages got stuck there. Hang on a minute. As I've got a little red light there and I can't see it. There you go. Mark Bowles. Mark Bowles only gets those numbers, those sort of high bills, when he rings dodgy adult lines. We don't need to ring dodgy adult lines anymore, do you, Mark? You got my phone number. I can do that for you. Hey? Just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. I think my voice is running out of power here. I can't see us doing 2 hours today, I'm afraid, my love. It's difficult. Okay, no. I got very excited just before the holiday, right? So the end of November, you know, I get a BT pension now. And it's £265 a month. I was only there 11 years. And then I got to, was it 55? And they started paying out, maybe not 55, 60 I think it was. I was 60 they started paying out. And I get £265 a month. And on the morning after the evening when it's, I pick up my phone, look at my pension, £850. I'm like, why have they sent me that? Anyway, I know some of you would say nothing, probably, and just spend the money, which I personally think is always a bit dangerous, to be honest. Spending your money that has appeared in an account, whether it be a bank error. I had a bank error once. You ready? £320,000 in my building society account. I'd put in 320. £320,000. You know, you're what? Anyway, and I'll admit I left it for a couple of days, and I just can't live with something like that. It just worries the life out of me. And I went down the bank. Said, look, I found the lady that I'd given the cash to. Hello. How are you? Hello, sir. Not bad. I said, you remember that money I brought in the other day? She said, yeah. I said, I think we've made a mistake. She said, oh, have you got your card? I said, yeah. She went like that. Oh, she said, yes. How much was it? I said, 320. She said, oh, thank you for letting us know. She said, that's really strange. She said, it didn't even show up on the check back or something like that. I think the banks do something at the end of the day to check everything's there, you know, and that sort of thing, that they've done it. Apparently it didn't even show up on that. So somewhere, perhaps someone put in a large deposit and that didn't show up on theirs. Anyway, so she corrected it there and that was it. Disappointingly, I never heard anything else back from that. I thought they might have sent us 50 quid or something, didn't you? Or 200 quid. I didn't get anything back from that. But there you go. And this time it was 850 quid instead of 265. So I sent the pension people a little note. I said, you know, could you tell me why you've sent me so much money this month? It's usually this. And they come back pretty quick. Very good pension service, BT. Come back pretty quick. Yes, we've had notification from the tax office that your tax code has been changed. Therefore, we now owe you this since the beginning of the year. And I thought, that don't sound right to me. You know. So I then fired off an email to my delightful accountant who looks after my accounts because I'm self-employed. And he came back to me and says, I'm really sorry to tell you this, Chris. The tax office has made a mistake. He said that this is happening more and more often. And, you know, you can say nothing, but eventually it's likely to catch up. And then you would just have to pay it back again. It's just a pain in the arse. It really is. He said, I'll let them know. Okay, thank you very much. So they probably add it on to the bill I have to pay at the end of January, I would imagine. Or they might reduce my pension now. But I've had the 850 quid. So, and I just put it in my savings account just in case, they want to do it back. Anyone else got a bank in error of your favour or anything like that? Suddenly found that there's a load of money in their account. So that's twice that's happened now. Not only that, right? While I was litter picking the other day, I found £1. Yeah, see how God rewards people who do good things. I found £1 in the road. Happy days. Not only that, I found £5 last week on the floor in King's Cross Station. £5 note folded up on the floor. I swooped down like a bleeding magpie. Whoosh, I went. Like that I went. Whoosh! I had that fiver straight up. Don't you worry about that, my loves. £6 I found in 7 days. Do I need to tell the tax people about that? That £6 that I found. Got to do the right thing. Don't want them knocking on your door. Paul and Lou. Those 0898 numbers used to cost a fortune, Chris. I wouldn't know. I never rung them. Didn't need to. I was that good looking, Paul. Then. Oh, these young gays in, was it about 3 weeks ago? You know that table, Big G, that you said I was ogling over? At the end of the night, they come up and said, thanks for a great night. We just want to say we think you're really hot. Oh, please. Who are they trying to kid? Only about bleeding 20, 22 years old, these young gays in there, in the pub. We think you're a really hot daddy. Does that ever happen to you at all? No, it doesn't, does it really? Never mind. Big G. Always was caught out by the internet abroad. Big bills when I came back. Different now. I'm with Smarty. £10 a month, unlimited calls and texts. 80 gigabytes of data. Yeah, I've got my data and all that is everything's unlimited. And like I said to you a little while ago, it's great because that works for me abroad and everywhere. I never have a bill. I haven't looked at. Shall I have a quick look at the bill since I came? When did I come back? Thursday? Yeah, that'll be on there now, won't it? Hang on. Let me just double check that. Oh, I'll die now if I suddenly find out that something's gone wrong and I've been charged a small fortune. Life needs a big network. Look at this. Enter. Oh, no, hang on. I've done the wrong one. No, hang on. Oh, I've just done my broadband one. Hang on. Idiot. Oh, hang on. How do I get out of that now? Let's try that again. 3. Is that going to work now? Or is it going to take me to that other thing? Oh, there we go. Enter, rejoice and come in. Unlimited data. View all allowances. But is it bills? Where's our so far thing? Is it that? Oh, here we are. Was that? No, it just says. No, it doesn't say. What's ATW? Ah, here we are. Go Roam in Europe and ATW included. I don't know what ATW is. This unlocks your UK allowances in selected Go Roam dedications. Oh, here we are. Go Roam in Europe, all over the world, and around the world extra. I've got all those. All included. 20 quid a month. Happy days. Because of the contract thing I'm on there. All righty. Should we do something else? Yeah. Let's do another true or false. There we go. Yeah, let's do it. Because I intend to do a few more of these during the show. I should have done about 4 by now, I'll be honest with you. We've only done 1. So here's number 2.
True or false? True or false? True or false? True or false? Yeah! Send your answer into Chris. Only on Region X. True or false?
All right. do another true or false. You ready? 2034 will be the next year with 4 different digits. Okay? 2034 will be the next year with 4 different digits. Is that true or false? All right, to get your answer in, text it on that number there, 07451 287 337. You can just put true or false. You don't need to put anything else if you don't want to. Okay? Or you can email your answer in at chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. All right? 2034 will be the next year with 4 different digits. To get your answer in, go to text in on 07451 287 337 or use the email below, chris@chrisreardon.co.uk. 2034 will be the next year with 4 different digits. Is that true or false?
True or false? True or false? True or false? True or false? Yeah! Send your answer into Chris. Only on Region
There you go.
True or false?
All right. Roy, can you sort of rejig that a little bit so it works for this show? So something like on the Chris Reardon show or on United Kingdom Talk, something like that, rather than Reach on Air, because we're doing something different tonight. If possible, Roy. I know you're a very busy person, very busy. Roy's not well. It sounds like he's got similar to me at the moment with this chest business and all that going on. All right. Let's see your answers coming in there. All right, here we go. So Patricia in Manchester, what was the question again? 2034 will be the next year with 4 different digits. Is that true or false? Patricia in Manchester reckons it's true. Thank you, Patricia. Mike Responto thinks it's false. Lovely Shania thinks it's false. Big G thinks it's false. My Mark Bowles thinks it's false. Looking forward to our Christmas morning conversation, Mark. Paul and Lou thinks it's false. The lovely Debs in Bracknell thinks it's a false. Is that everyone? Well, the answer is 2034 will be the next year with 4 different digits. Is that true or false? It is false. It's false. 2031 will be the first. It will be the first year with 4 different digits. Anyone who put false is correct.
True or false? True or false? True or false? True or false? Yeah! Send your answer into Chris. Only on Region True or false?
I got to be honest with you. You know, I'm not the most intelligent of people. I don't actually understand that question. So I'm thinking 2034 will be the next year with 4 different digits. Well, 2's not different because we've got that now. 0's not different because we've got that now. I don't get the question. Is there anyone else out there who didn't really get the question? Because I don't. I didn't get your answer. Oh, Gary Ross said false. There we are, some more there. They've only just come in, these answers. Look, 1936. False. Mark said false there. Thank you very much, sir, for your answers. Big G, do you think Roy's got ill because you were coughing all over the stage at karaoke? No, I certainly don't. That would be you, mate. I don't cough over people's faces at karaoke. I put a tissue or a hand to my mouth. And if I sneeze, I turn to face the wall. Not like you. Coughing your guts up over all my bleeding microphones. People complain after they've sung after you, you know, that the sponge has gone all wet on the end. It's true. It's true. Mark, it's 4 different numbers in the year, dear. Come on. No, I don't get it. Yeah, but it's 2025 now. So 2034 will be the next year with 4 different digits. But they're not different, are they? Because 2's the same and 0's the same. I don't get that. Oh, I don't know what it is, love. I think you're gonna have to hit it into me, Mark, until I understand these things. Patricia in Manchester says I was the only one who got it wrong. Don't you worry about the Patricia. Doesn't matter. You joined in and you enjoyed it. That's all that matters, my love. Shania said it took me a few seconds to get the question. 2025 has 2 2s in it. 2030 has 2 zeros in it. 2031 is the first year with 4. Okay. With 4 different numbers. I've got it now. Yeah, okay. 2025. So it's got 2 numbers in it. 2026. It's got 2 numbers. Yeah, okay. I get it now. Thanks, Mark. Yes, 2025, we have 2 2s in a year. 2031, all 4 are different. I get it now. Thank you very much. You could have been a teacher, Mark. Do you think there's anything you could teach me? Is there anything new you could teach me, I wonder? Do you want me to struggle through? Shall I struggle through for another 10 minutes? Big G, 4 different numbers. Yeah, it's not the Krypton factor. Shut up, Gary. Go and open your Argos book, love, and order something else for your boyfriend. Go on. I mean, have you got a new kettle? Has he got a new kettle? Or a selection of cushions? Talking of cushions and things, I was bitterly disappointed. There's a lady I've started watching on the YouTube, Hannah Ricketts. And one of the things she does is goes round 5-star hotels and reviews them. And a place I was considering going to for my birthday was the Mandarin Oriental in Knightsbridge. I always wanted to go there. I've been there for afternoon tea about 3 times, I think, over many years. Anyway, so she did this review and she was really disappointed. And she takes you through the video. The bed, she said, was really hard. She didn't like the bed at all. The room was lovely. She found the staff a bit offity. She was in a bar or a restaurant trying desperately to get someone's attention. She said basically they haven't got enough staff. Now, this is a 5-star hotel. She paid almost £1,000 a night for this room. She only stayed there once. But nevertheless, you know, for that sort of money, you don't want anything to go wrong, do you? And she reckons there weren't enough staff in there. Terrible. Not only that, she then zoomed into these plush, upholstered seats she was on. These things were covered in bleeding stains. Awful. So I'm afraid I won't be staying there. She said it wasn't only the staff who was a bit uppity. She said most of the customers in there are just damn rude. She said she was coming down in a lift. Doors opened, and as she's exiting, this foreign bloke tried to push his way in and then looked at her like she was dirt, probably because she wasn't carrying a Birkin bag or something like that. And we go back to this whole thing of people think that they're better than you. No one is better than anyone. Seriously, no one is better than... I would have had something to say. Who are you? I own a large and? Right, so basically you own a large shop. Awful people, really is. Mark reckons I should struggle through. Oh, Mark. Oh, you think you teach me a thing or two? Yeah, I'll wait to see that then, Mark. Thank you, Shania is happy to be of assistance. Stop giving Mark special treatment. He must be your favourite. Well, Shania, I think you found me out, love. I think you found me out. Hello to Charlie. All right. People these days, it takes 2 seconds to be nice. Yeah, but like I was saying, Charlie, I think you've only just joined us. You know, you try and be nice to some people and they don't even say thank you. Like when you hold the doors open, you know, for younger women. So not all of them. They swish through like it was their right to have the bleeding door open, didn't it? You know? Oh, well. That's how it is. Okay, let me see. What else have I got here? Someone's nicked the post box. I kid you not. I kid you not. Where I live the other day, I was taking down a letter. Where's I taking a letter? Oh, to solicitor. Solicitor's letter. I'm doing my will thing, you know, redoing that. I went down to the post office, and so we've got what do you call it? A minor post office, a sub post office. We've got a sub post office in the Morrisons near me. But outside there is a post box. So the other night, I've been letter and I thought, I want that to go today. Took the letter down and I got to the post box. Well, it's gone. It's not just gone. It's there, but all the front's disappeared. And there's like a drawer which is sticking out like a big metal thing, which I suppose all the letters drop down into. I thought, someone's nicked the post box. And I went into Morrison's to the post office and had this bloody line. Oh, mile down the shop, it was this line of a queue of people there. Clearly, none of them were French because they would have been pushing in front, wouldn't they? And I said to the bloke, not in the post office section, there was a young lad standing next to the lady in the post office because there's only one counter there. Right, so this queue goes by. I said, here, someone's nicked the post box. And this boy starts laughing. He said, no, we're getting a digital one. What is that? What's a digital post box? And I gather you'll be able to put parcels in it. Small parcels. And you can get stamps off it. By, I suppose, pushing buttons or scanning some sort of code or... I mean, I don't know if you can post your letter and then maybe it weighs it. I don't know how it works. It's not here yet. I said, well, do I just give this to you then or join the line? Yeah, I'll take it off your mates. I didn't have to join the line. Happy day. I started speaking French immediately. Ah, merci beaucoup, mon ami, because I felt like I'd pushed in like they do in Paris. Pushing in front of you. I felt like I'd pushed in front of the post office queue in Bracknell. Ah, merci beaucoup, mon ami. Oh. I thought, why am I speaking French now? Yeah, because I thought I'd become French suddenly. So have you had anyone got one of those digital, excuse me, anyone got a digital post box where they are? Very strange. I don't know even what they look like. Hang on, let me have a quick look. Digital, was it? Digital post box. Oh, here we are. A modern solution for managing mail, either as a virtual address service. Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, here we are. No, BBC. Let's get rid of the AI. Solar-powered post boxes. Ah, this is more like it. I wonder if they do gay ones, with all little pink flashing lights and things. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Little ribbons round it and things like that. You could have them painted with that rainbow flag, which they add a new colour to every year, to keep the alphabet mafia happy. LGBTQI. I'm not in that, incidentally. I'm not in that group. I'm in the gay group. That's it. Raw Mail is introducing 3,500 solar-powered post boxes across the UK, altering the iconic look of the red pillar boxes that have punctuated Britain's streets for nearly 2 centuries. Do you hate change as well? I do. I hate change. I've had 2 big changes in the last couple of years and I'm not happy. Not happy. 1 big change in the last 4 weeks as well and I'm not really happy with it. It says here, in the new design, solar panels on top of the post boxes power a digitally activated drawer, allowing customers to deposit small parcels. Items as large as shoeboxes can be posted. I wonder how many of them are going to get blocked up because stupid people try to push in oversized boxes. That's going to happen, isn't it? They do that, Mark Bowles. People trying to push in things that are too big and they get into trouble. I don't really do that. Items as large as shoeboxes can be posted to pillar boxes in what Royal Mail says is its biggest redesign in its 175-year history. The change comes as Royal Mail is struggling in the face of competition from other delivery companies. The firm recently has been fined millions after failing to meet letter delivery targets, and they've already successfully tried this in some areas. So it says here, the new design that is being rolled out is topped with a grid of dark solar panels. And how long before kids decide to put something over that? Or paint it? You know what people, stupid people. We've got someone round here at the moment keeps breaking the for sale signs that they put in the ground. They literally push them over. Except they don't push them over. They break and leave a piece of wood sticking out the ground. Very dangerous to anyone, including myself, who doesn't look where they're walking. Ridiculous. Some kids going to paint that, aren't they? They're going to put white paint on it or something like that. I know they are. I know they are. Anyway, a grid of dark solar panels on a white rectangle, which will be orientated due south for optimal sunlight. It also features a barcode scanner which opens a drop-down drawer that is big enough to accommodate parcels that do not fit in the traditional post box slot. Royal Mail said customers can also use the service using the Royal Mail app and can request proof of posting and tracking of their parcel. It's good, isn't it? So there we are, and you'll be able to return things like that as well. Yeah. So I wonder how long before but you know, like I say, our one has disappeared now, our normal post box. So to get rid of a letter, you now have to go into the post office. Can I give you that letter, please? Right. Why didn't they wait until the new one arrived before they take the old one away? So stupid. Don't you feel sometimes you're like surrounded by stupidness? Do you think that? Yeah, all the time. Thick people staring into their phones, wandering across a road without even looking. Stupid people on bikes or scooters that think it's perfectly all right to come right up behind you and then whiz past you without ringing a bell. I have to say, the other day I was walking up to the gym, and behind me, bing, bing, and it's not young people necessarily. It's not necessarily young people before you blame all the children. Bing, 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 I look behind me. And there's 3 young lads, about 14, on their bikes. All right, lads, come through. Oh, thanks a lot, mate. And off they went, you know. But he rang the bell. Actually, there was a couple of them ringing bells. I could hear them. That's how to do it. Not just suddenly tear past people on a pavement. God help you if you ever collide with one of those adjusted electric bikes. Dean says, how does a French cow sound? L'amour. L'amour, honestly. Oh, dear me. Right, I'm going to disappear now. Okay, let me just catch up with these messages there. Have we done everything there? I think we've done everything there, haven't we? One moment. I'd hate to miss something out, my loves. Yeah, we're done. Okay, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. Am I with you next Sunday? Let me have a look. Yes, another show from me. Actually, yeah, and the week after. I've got no holidays now until January, I think. I've got a holiday in January. Okay, yeah, thanks very much for joining us on the show today. And there'll be another one of these next Sunday for you at 6 p.m. Feel free to do the share thing and hit the subscribe. And there's another thing now. There's a thumbs up. There's another thing. Is it called hype? It might be called hype. Can you hype the show? It does something. I don't know what it does, but everyone's telling you to do that. So I will request that you do that as well. Seeing as it ain't costing nothing to watch, has it? You ain't even had to watch adverts if you've been watching this live, because I've turned this off for your benefit. Oh, the adverts are playing. Oh, I turn them off for you. Don't worry, because we don't need the money, love. That's why. Okay, yeah, so next Sunday, if you're not doing anything during weekday mornings, I do a... Oh, what's this? Hang on, blood test. Oh, it's next week. Oh, I thought I'd missed something then. Oh, yeah. So all this week and most weeks, I do a little radio show, boys and girls. Now, to listen to that, you can go on the internet, type into your address bar, reachonair.com. And then somewhere on there is a little listen button. Just click on there, and I'm there with you tomorrow morning, just after the 9 o'clock news. I only do an hour there, and it's great fun. We do a little competition. I can't remember what it is tomorrow. Little competition, and we play a true or false. And I get people to you to vote in on one of your favourite songs that I play, and all that sort of thing. Okay, so that's tomorrow morning. Reachonair.com. You can also watch the show, just like you're watching this, but it's not on YouTube. We can't do it on YouTube. We use a service called Twitch. You can download Twitch completely free of charge. Okay? Set up your free account, and then just look for me, Chris Reardon UK, and I'll be there, and you get a warm-up from about 10 minutes to 9 or something like that. Okay? Sometimes earlier, sometimes later, around about 10 minutes to 9. There's a bit of a warm-up, and the show starts, like I say, after the 9 o'clock news. Now, if you've got a smart speaker, you know, the lady in the box, the Amazon smart speaker, then you can listen on there, but you need to enable the skill. So go into your Amazon, the lady in the box, you know, Alexa, go into her settings and look for the skills, okay, and type into the skills on the search thing, Reach on Air, spelt REACH space ONAIR. So it's 2 words. Enable the skill, Reach on Air, close it, and then when you want to listen to me at the time or the station at any other time, all you have to say is, Amazon lady, play Reach on Air, and she plays it for you on there. Okay? As well as being there 9 till 10 every morning, I do in the same place 9 till 11 on Tuesday nights. Jet in Canterbury lets us know that Paris is the 4th most rat-infested city. Actually, Jet, we saw rats at the bus stop, at the bus terminal. We did see a lot of rats going across the thing there. Anyway, once again, thanks for all your messages coming in there, and I'll see you again next Sunday night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. If you want to watch some more YouTube now, my sister and Martin from Butler's Empire are about to do their show. It's not live as in this. However, they are sitting there while the show is playing out, and they are in the chat box. Unlike myself, they are actually in a chat box. And if you want to ask them anything, then feel free to do so, and they will answer you. All right? See you again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.